But today's topic is respect. RESPECT. Today's topic is about respect. But before I get started, I gotta introduce my special guest that is here. Okay? And I got a special guest with Robert in the building.
What would you not wait, man? This is the second week you messed up my name, bro. You talking about respect. My name is Ronnie. You call me Robert. Robert was just on trial. He was on trial just a little while. Robert Kelly was on trial. That is not me, bro.
Ronnie,
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Hey, tell us about yourself, bro.
Hey, my name is Ronnie and I work for criminal justice. Why I just have a brain fart. Criminal Justice Ministries, and I am the housing coordinator, in which I set up apartments for people coming home from incarceration. I also work for Freedom Community Center, and I am a power builder organizer, and I go into the community, engage with the community, inform them of our organization, what our objectives are, and I invite people out to our space. And our space is to help build, reimagine what safety is in terms of crime and violence for our community.
Okay, and I have another special guest here, and her name is Fallon Latrice. And tell the world about you, Fallon.
Thank you, cousin. Fallon, I'm a social worker. I love to serve in various capacities. Right now, I work with youth and young adults, but as we stated earlier before, we just have a passion and a drive to help our community and bring awareness to various topics that affect our community.
All right.
I think it's very important to say that I know no one named Fallon who is not gorgeous, and she is absolutely
Thank you.
All right now.
Thank you. I've been picking up what you put down.
Hey, look, I got a special guest, Artemis Caldwell. Tell us about yourself, bro.
I'm Artemis Caldwell. I do poetry. I also have a nonprofit organization called Who Is, where we dedicate our time to understand positive and negative consequences. I go out and I talk to one person a day, get them to be positive, act selfless, and understand positive and negative consequences. And again, through effective goal setting, character building, and personal development, and help you change what it is that you want to do. Who is the beginning of change from yourself.
Okay.
Salute!
Hey, make sure you stick around for the commercial because Artemis has some poetry for us too.
Spit up, yeah, straight. Flame that night.
Unique Love, entrepreneur. She has a boutique that's opening up October 10th. So, ladies, if you need some wardrobe, I'm telling you, it's hot, it's fire. Excellent mother. Girl, look. Do you have anything to say? No. Okay. No. Well, okay. We're getting back to the subject at hand. We are talking about
Who are you?
respect. Oh shit. Well, my name is Jay Garrett. Some people know me as Jay the Comedian. You know what I'm saying? But I'm Jay Garrett. I'm a life coach. I'm a father. I'm a comedian, and I'm a good friend. You know what I'm saying? A damn good friend. And my thing is to make the unaware aware. My job is to wake people up, and not to sound like I don't try to push it on people, but it's like I try to make people aware by laughter. That's what I'm on. Okay, so getting back to the subject matter in hand, we talking about respect, RESPECT. And to me, respect is like the core of life. you know, like, you know, it has its pros and cons. You know, you got respect, you got disrespect. But respect will take you a long, 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 long way. And but before I talk about the positive thing of respect, I'm gonna go with disrespect. Because for some reason nowadays I see more disrespect more than respect now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna start off with the disrespect, and y'all just elaborate on it and tell me how you feel about it. Okay, like I have here the seven root causes of disrespect. And although the frustrations and stresses of modern day life are clearly a factor, that there are many influences and conditions that cause people to be rude, disrespectful, and inconsiderate.
That's true.
So the first thing I got is low self-esteem. If a person regards herself or himself in a constantly negative and critical light, that attitude is bound to affect the way they regard to others. And that right there, I had to learn how to defend myself from, you know what I'm saying, that type of behavior. Because, you know, being a black man, you know, in a city where the violence is high, I feel like it's been times where if somebody said something crazy to me, I had to think, like, okay, I know I'm not, you know what I'm saying, you know, I know that I'm not the reason where this attitude is coming from.
Right.
So now, number two, I would have to ask myself, how do I do I put my chest out with this debate or with this argument? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do I win something that can possibly get me killed? So, you know, in our culture, like if you're being submissive to a conversation, or if you're being like beta malish to a conversation and you let things slide, some people look at you like you a bitch. And sometimes to me, when I seen a person who talked and they were you know, they stood on it, you know, and they had to get their point across, I end up seeing they picture on the back of an RIP shirt.
Right.
And then you have a funeral, and then everybody is like, hey, that was a real motherfucker. Like, hey, that was a good dude. And, you know, sometimes, you know, like people don't look at the families that suffer behind something that could have been prevented.
Right.
So that's the reason why, you know, going back to low self-esteem, if I hear a certain a debate or argument or, you know, miscommunication, I think first before I engage in it. Because if I'm not willing to die for this conversation, I don't give it no entertainment.
Why is that something we should even subscribe to being something negative or a beta male? That's you being evolved. That's you being mature.
Mm-hmm.
That's you. You don't have an ego trip. You know,
Right.
you don't have a dog in this fight. So that's you being, hey, I respect, let's agree to disagree, and let's move on. It doesn't have to be anything negative. It's just, hey, I can respect you, and I can also setting boundaries.
Absolutely.
And protecting your. You don't have to, you know, be. Every fight that somebody invites you to, you don't have to participate in.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave that with that person, and you move on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you know what, like, and that makes sense. But when it comes to the male ego, woo.
You gotta check that ego though. You gotta be.
The male, I don't like men. You know, like that's a rational, logical thinking.
Is it men or man boys or man child?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if you disrespect somebody to the point, I mean, it is what it is. But if you're a man and you know you're trying to prevent it, like, walk away. That's a man.
You're securing who you are. You know what you stand for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but again, we're women. So let's hear from the men, and you know, to get a good understanding about that.
Okay.
I believe that oftentimes, especially
as it relates to young black men from our community. Sometimes we operate with a sense of, sometimes our feelings of inadequacy cause us to operate with an inflated sense. Oh, yes, ma'am. And that causes us to overreact or react and not respond to situations. And we're trying to wrestle back something that we think someone has taken from us, such as respect. And we know that the word respect is a combination of two words. You know, to look back, to go back, and the other word is to look, spect. So when you look at somebody, when you see him, that means you acknowledge him. You see their worth. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important that we do our part in shedding light on what it is to be a man, what it is to be respectful, and not redefining these things, but bringing an awareness. Because a lot of young black men, like me and you, you know, we operated from a position of misguidance before.
Right.
And all we needed was someone to guide us. All we needed somebody to shed that light. And yeah, we know what's going on. And as opposed to being critical, we need to respond in love, understand what's happening, what is the root cause of it, and try to address it the best way we can as men.
How you feel about that, brother?
It's hard, honestly. Just coming from a place of standing, being the voice for the young people here. You can't tell me how not to act
Right.
when that we supposed to have respect for, or
Right.
the people like our peers. You know what I'm saying? If our peers are the only ones that acknowledge my worth, you know what I'm saying, going off of the respect, then they gonna let me do whatever it is I want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And nothing against mothers, none at all. And it just, when you growing up in a house where it's only just you and your mom,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A woman can't raise a man. So at one point, it's not to say you'll give up. A woman never, a mother would never give up on her child. It's, you just don't know. So now in him not necessarily rebelling, he just trying to find, how can I be a man? Now you turn to the streets of acceptance, not because you're trying to be a gang member or anything like that, but now you're trying to find acceptance, a group of people, trauma related, you know what I'm saying?
Bonding.
Trauma bonding.
And we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
But that's a whole.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of for real kids, not
That's
kids, but young adults, you know what I'm saying, 18, again, I'm only 26, but that's what we go to, because we've been told as men, you can't shed, you can't cry.
Right.
We talk-
Absolutely.
we talk-
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
We talk
Being a young black man, for real, you're taught that ain't nobody gonna listen, and then you see it.
Right. No, thank you for sharing. Thank you for
I'm about to say,
sharing.
can I do one more point then?
Absolutely.
But just on the tip of, you will have a lot of parents, black parents, will say they support their children or whatever the case may be, where we'll throw tons of dollars away for the child to go to college, and they don't really know what it is they want to do. Not teach our child to not necessarily come up with a business plan, but be an entrepreneur. That way, $50,000 to you.
Right.
That's how our previous president, Donald Trump, became where he at. His dad say, hey, you can either go to the military or I'll give you this $1 million. I'm gonna take the meal.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
Can I
Right.
And not that I'm disagreeing.
Yeah, no.
Right.
But I think we talked about this before too. Our parents only did what they knew to do with the tools that they were given.
Yes.
And oftentimes, so the opportunity that you guys have as being a younger generation, you've been exposed to more. You have more opportunities to do more. So don't necessarily hold that against your parents, because they only operated from a mindset and a skill set that they they were exposed and given to. So see that as an opportunity to advance and go further.
Okay.
And then going back to when you were saying the young people not listening or not necessarily, it sounds, help me understand if I understood you correctly. You were saying in regards to respect, like, don't necessarily tell me how to engage or respond to
How to feel.
or how to feel.
Yeah.
Because people didn't necessarily treat you with respect.
Right.
Is that correct?
It's on the tip of you. A person can't tell me how to respond to it because you're not me and you don't know what it is I've been through. So you don't know
true.
how it would affect me, type deal.
That's
so
true.
like,
What's a trigger?
you know what I'm
What's a trigger?
saying? So, and
But no, I'm
that's
sorry.
right. That's it.
Could I venture a different perspective? Being able to understand and respect life experiences that those who have come before you, they have had. So maybe understanding that, hey, we've been through some stuff. We've paid the cost for some stuff, and we're not coming at you as a way to try to tell you what to do, but just say, hey, young blood, we've lived some life. We've had some experiences, and we want to share these experiences with you so you won't make the same mistakes that we made.
I feel that 100. That's what I stand for. It just be that our community isn't teaching us that. I know what our ancestors did, but our ancestors not here right now. We have more hustlers than we do leaders. So now the hustler in front of me telling me, hey, go get the bag, don't go cry, don't go do this. You need to focus on yourself, this and the third. But you're not teaching me what self is. I got to go find it on my own.
Would you? Okay. And I agree. Because you have regular people who are doing what you said that you don't see uplifted and celebrated on social media, and I guess on a more mainstream level, but you have people every day who are doing and who want to reach out, who want to pour into younger people and want to give back, but oftentimes, and I'm just gonna go from my experience, like I have a best friend, she has young girls, and she is doing an amazing job. She has her third daughter in college, and her and I, we're 40, well, I'm 40, she'll be 40 next year, but we try to talk, we try to instill, we try to provide guidance, but that's that old people stuff, or you lame, or you don't know. And I'm like, but we do. We live some life. We're trying to help you. So I always say some lessons are bought and some are taught. But we bought some lessons. We done paid some price for you, and we don't want to see younger people experience that. But I would venture to say, what we see uplifted in social media, what we see like those influencers, that's just a small, minute, a fraction of people who are out here living every day, just like Ronnie, how he's giving back and pouring back into his community, just like Jerry, who's pouring back, using their platform and their influence to really try to reach back to those who are coming behind them. But these are not the people who are being celebrated on a mainstream.
I agree. However, I think it's important that we not wait. And it's not to counter your point. We not wait for the attention to
That's
be
true.
directed our way.
That's
We
a fact.
just do what we need to do in order to affect change. And I hear the brother loud and clear. I hear you, Artemis. I hear it. I had adopted that same mindset before. I felt like as a young person, and I don't use profanity often, but I felt like nobody gave a fuck about me. So it started to turn me cold, where my natural disposition is to be caring. My natural disposition is to acknowledge others. But I felt like everyone in existence was shitting on me.
Wow.
Everyone.
Wow.
So it caused me, since I'm not getting the respect, fuck everybody. I'm not going to respect everyone
I
else.
understand that.
But that mode of thinking led me to make some decisions that were very costly.
Right.
Decisions that made me disrespect the lives of other people, infringe upon their right to be respected, and it landed me in prison. In prison for 25 years, at the age of 19 to 44. And I've seen so many young black men go this route. And it starts just as a decision, not to be a criminal,
Right.
not to do wrong.
Right.
It's just get the fuck out my way and let me make my way. And then it calls us to make a decision that's going to be costly. But fortunate for me, there were men who were in prison who were very remorseful of their decision, and they were never coming home. So they took the time to groom brothers like me who had the chance to come home. committed to the work that they had established, and I would never ever go back to prison for disrespecting, harming somebody, or transgressing certain boundaries. My life will be dedicated to making sure that your life and your future is protected. My life, I would give my life for you.
Wow.
And we know what's absent, but we got to do the work. And whether we see other people or not, it's just important upon us as black men to do the work. No matter what the struggle looks like, no matter how of an uphill battle it is, no matter how many people drop the ball before us, it's just our responsibility to do what is necessary to contribute to the upliftment of our community.
That's amazing. Woo.
We just opened up.
Yeah, we open book. We open
So
book.
what can we do? So
And
you're
see, I
speaking for
just
the
wanna
young.
go- yeah.
What can we do to meet that need?
That's where I would say you become involved with what it is that we want to do.
And what is? I mean,
Not necessarily like, okay, say your friend daughters want to open up a boutique. Buy their clothes.
right.
Come up with a design for them. Don't just say support, but like show them and like take pictures with them.
Right.
Right.
Hey girl, let me woo woo woo. That's where you transgress that friendship and that motherhood into, or that like, oh girl, that's lame. That old wisdom into a language that we can understand. That way now, okay, I see.
So take interest in what you have
But
interest
genuine
in.
interest,
Right.
because-
Without a doubt.
Because by us being so exposed to so many people, like my brother said, not giving a fuck about us, we already know what type of time you on. We already know our guard needs to be up. So before you come over and talk to us, we already know either you finna try to Uncle Ben us. I call that the where you trying to give somebody advice today and ask for it, you don't know the person's potential.
Right.
Uncle Ben didn't know he's sitting next to Spider-Man.
Oh Lord.
Right.
You don't know I can lift it.
Right.
You just saying have great
I'm
power.
glad you broke that down. I'm
Right.
thinking you talking about some rice.
Absolutely.
Oh, you talking about Uncle Ben? Oh, yeah.
You
All right, I
can't
got it.
tell
I got
me
it.
like, hey man, control yourself, but like I'm capable of literally saving the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't just tell me something and not know how heavy that weighs on me. That's because we're so. The reason Ronnie and Jerry and so many countless other black men aren't getting acknowledged for the positive things that they're doing is because that's not what's hip. There's social media.
I agree.
And then on top of that, if my dad isn't friends with Ronnie and Jerry, he finna talk about booty, guns.
Right.
So
I don't care.
counter.
You see what I'm
Okay,
saying?
I
I
got you.
don't care about your
Counter
mama. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? He finna talk about all his, yeah, you trying to teach me to get over, you know what I'm saying, and just listen to what you say, but now you're coming from a place of a child is better seen, not heard. So I gotta take your advice without look, see, I know you trying this thing, but stay in school, but yet you don't know in school my boyfriend, girlfriend, and broke my heart. Now I can't go to class no more, but you just saying go to school. Because I went to college
Teaching
and
something.
my first F was in school. Like, that's the type of student I was. So, and when I got my first F, I called my mom. And she was just like, get over it, it's an F. But my whole life has been dedicated to my grades. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like, the only way I would feel love from her would be when I made these grades. So now,
Or perceived love.
not having that, oh, my first F, I'm in college now. What do I do? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? To not have that system around you where your friends that made F's in high school, they're like, dude, what you tripping off of?
Right.
So now I'm going again where the whole world may not give a fuck about you.
Right.
That your goals, dreams, aspirations may be not the next person's.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Going back to piggyback, just bring everything full circle. But like you said, where a man would know, hey, my trials and tribulations are mine, and that should shape your views and how it is that you move, which is why you should be able to walk away from that fight. You know what I'm saying? And I do positive things too. So, but that's why we not celebrated, because if you liberate black people, black young men, now what can you do? Because you stormed the Capitol once. they don't want to split again.
Right.
Not at all.
And you know what?
I just
Not-
want to interfere. I mean, interject one thing. Not interfere. Interject one thing. And we were talking about those who are not acknowledged. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks, right? And it's just important for me to say this, right? Because I just came from an event where black men were acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? I came from and it was an event sponsored by an organization called Black Men Build.
Yeah.
How good can that be? And they was giving out awards. Black men acknowledging black men. You know what I'm saying? And they have
Yeah.
they have a magazine come out quarterly and addresses our issues. We ain't talking about the polished stuff. We talking about our community, and they're doing it, man.
Yeah.
So there are movements up front. There are movements in motion. So it just takes us being a part of these motions. I mean, being a part of these movements. So I just had to say that because we was talking about those who weren't acknowledged. Yeah, if we're not, that's cool. We still do what we need to do. But there are some are saying, hey, nah. We need to acknowledge those ones who are making positive contributions to our community. So Black Man Bill, I want to give a shout out to them. And if you don't know about them, look them up. And I promise you, if you're committed to the upliftment of our community, you will be a part of this movement. And it's not just black men. There's sisters involved in this army too. So.
Well, you know what? I mean, we're about to go to break, and I'm so glad that we just had, you know what I'm saying? I'm just so glad that, you know what I'm saying, we had this conversation. And talking about respect, Artemis, I know, you know what I'm saying, you're 25, 26, you're in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my 40s. And the main thing is, like, we always heard that, you know what I'm saying, younger people are supposed to respect their elders. But I feel like we supposed to respect our youngsters too. We're supposed to listen. Because I used to get caught up on, you know, I thought that I was just since I was the one paying the bills and keeping the roof over their heads and feeding them and got the clothes on their backs, I felt like, hey, you can't say shit, shut up, I'm your dad. But reality is your child would tell your ass something. You know what I'm saying? A parent, your child, listen to your kids too. Respect the young. Like, it's respect all around the board because somebody can teach you something. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. But we finna go to commercial, and Artemis Caldwell has some poetry for you. And y'all stick around and listen to it, man. He's deep.
Deep. Go ahead, bro. Oh, let me fix myself.
Just going off the tip of being scared to approach a person and then being just like in honor of respect. Respect your feelings and know what they are. So the title of this piece is called Fearful Lover. Fearful Lover. I don't want to worry about losing you. Being too socially connected to the misguided networks that we shape our lives to. I want to be different. I want to fall in love with your teeth. Your radiant smile will have me do backflips, legless into the sun-bled blue teardrops. Hoping that somehow it finds its way to your doorstep and shape of my feeble heart. I want to be your protector. Sheltering your every emotions. Shielding them away from every other man's sight. Brainwashing your mind to think that I was the only one made for you. And that you were the only one made for me. Because I just don't want to lose you. If I could, I would reach into my chest, opening up my rib cage and give you my heart. Because I love you. But I'm scared too. Thank you.
What's up? What you looking at?
Come on, brother.
Huh?
Ronnie.
In honor of the black woman.
Ronnie, I mean.
What? He's about to go.
He is
Oh.
a breaker. He
That was your
awesome.
intro.
That was
Ronnie,
my
I
intro.
mean. Come on, Ronnie.
Why
I
y'all
mean,
doing
give
me
us,
like
give us, give us some work, Ronnie. Come on, man.
All right, so I'm.
You taught me everything I know.
Don't even lie like that, bro. Don't lie on me like that, bro. I've been pencil and padding you since you stepped on the scene, bro. All right, before before I even say hi to you, it's imperative that you know my goal isn't simply to lie with you. And I know that this seems much and off the norm, but I yearn to touch that soft and warm place inside of you. And in no way am I referring to that private part, their parts, but the part so private that exists within the corridors of your heart, reserved only for those who deserve to serve within the sanctity of your everyday, observing your essence in every way. Yeah, that's what I desire. And who I am and what I desire are the same. So before you inquire about my name, know that we were first acquainted on a different plane of existence. So before your resistance to this insistence that our conversion was conceived and decreed by your force greater than we, I humbly ask that you please confer with this energy or your inner her about what they both serve and observe, sounding upon the better, eagerly expounding upon the laws of we to the letter, having magnitude and direction like the properties of a vector, enabling me to touch you so deep without my pelvis being covered by the wetness of your nectar. Inhale this truth and breathe more before your eyes have graced the contours of my face. Know that I will feel familiar to you, like the place you long to be in a dream you must pursue. I do, I will be. Before the inevitable, warm embrace with determined arms wrapped in place, you will feel me like your own heart beating upon a quick and pacing thoughts of me, causing you to salivate, like the craving of a candy that will taste, but with intensity, and its feeling's density was meant to be. This is my Penzi, and you see Swahili for Black Love.
Okay,
This
we
dude,
can.
man, this
Hey,
dude,
hey, you
man.
know what? Hey, man,
Yeah.
hey, look, hey, look.
I'm full.
We coming. Look, nah,
I'm next.
The you next, baby. Spit something, baby.
No.
You got something?
No.
You sure, baby?
You say no.
Okay, look, check this out. Look, we back at the J. Garrett show. You know what I'm saying? We left, but we was here. And now, like, give it up to the poets, man.
Yes,
Like,
y'all do.
give it up to the poets and the ones who, inspired by the poets. You know, because I words are powerful. You know what I'm saying? Words are very powerful. You remember back in the day when they say sticks and stones may break my bones, and words and never.
That's far.
Fuck that. Hit me with the stick. You know what I'm saying? Hit me with the stick, cause give me the balls. Stitch me up. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, once they find, beat me up. Then once they find out I ain't got insurance, they gonna kick my ass up out that motherfucker. But the words, man, are deep and powerful. You
Yo,
know
those
what I'm
words.
saying?
He really good with them words.
Man,
Yeah,
hey,
you got both.
look,
You got
poet,
Competition.
look, Artemis,
Really?
we back
You're
on.
interjecting
We
your
back
words?
on.
Okay.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? Artemis Cardwell, you know what I'm saying? Poet, young brother, man, I'm talking about deep. Y'all check him out on all platforms.
All platforms.
And he got comedy skills too, man. Like real shit, man. Y'all check him out. And Ronnie, I mean, look, I brother, stop it. Yes, you are a poet in my eyes. Your words are immaculate.
You wear glasses.
And they deep. And I know you're humble. Stop. I'm giving you your props. I have to, black man. I got to.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. May the Creator allow me to live up to your beautiful words, brother.
Hey, man. Hey, real shit. Okay, look. Now check.
Energy is amazing,
I love it. You know what I'm saying? And
Too much power.
yeah, a lot of power. Is there anything you want to say, love? You sure?
I'm positive.
So like, all right, getting back to the show, we was talking about you know what I'm saying, respect and Artemis Caldwell, you know, we left off on his perspective of you know, just, you know, his paradigm of respect as, you know what I'm saying, of what the elders should do. And he, you know, and he's giving us insight on what we should do. But the bottom line is respecting what somebody has to say. So it's okay to agree to disagree.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I hear that we always say that the young should respect the elders. I heard that, but I feel like the elders should respect the young. So it's all about respect in your 360 mechanism.
Ask them to repeat the Bible, to not repeat it, but finish it. You always say Ephesians 14. Give me 15.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And live it.
Right.
Right. 15 says, fathers, don't provoke your kids.
That's a
Well,
fact.
I'm paraphrasing. Don't provoke your kids.
Right.
So,
Right.
that's what I'm saying again. We're finding so much, excuse my language, bullshit
Right.
that now our parents are trying to use against us.
What,
Don't-
yeah, not
Not all. Not
or
all.
gen-
Not parents, excuse
Not
me.
per-
not
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
I was
all
just
I'm
parents,
just
yeah.
saying that, but
Well,
like,
well, those who come before us.
yes, that's what
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
it's the generations before us or even people who have a certain level of authority to maintain their authority or control a group of people or person to suit their outcome. So they would use the Bible or other scriptures like the Quran, or they would use their political platforms or their business to justify certain things. So you are absolutely right. So it's upon all of us to acknowledge that and call that out. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody heard someone say use that Bible verse, the preacher should also say, and 15.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
and what we also would, I would always say to my friends that if you over 35, you 9 times out of 10 don't like me. Yeah, because of the things that I stand for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been working at a lot of places, and during this voting time, everybody's like, you need to go vote. You need to go vote. Again, we're exposed, the younger generation exposed being to so much BS.
Right.
We find out the Democratic Party is the Republican Party, and the Republican Party is the Democratic Party. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
But
On
it's
the
more
tip-
to that, so you
Yeah.
have to give it in its full context.
Yeah, on the tip of, okay, both parties have neither my best interest at
That's a
hand.
fact.
So you telling me to still go vote. So a person, to the young person, you just telling him something versus, I'm saying, because I already know where you're going to go. It's on the tip of, instead of just telling him, go do this, go change the system, actually put it in his context. Instead of him just going to go vote. Hey, dude, go do this. Let me sit down with you. It may take a process, but that's okay. That's why the presidency is voted every 4 years. Don't just go tell them to go vote in.
And they should tell you,
Not
actually, your
educated.
local elections are really
Really-
more important
Yeah.
than those.
And
Yeah.
see, and look,
Yeah.
but I'm saying on the tip of, don't tell me that the year of the 2-3 months
Right.
out of, and
Go
now we
vote.
trying to
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
all
yeah,
these
yeah.
seminars.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You bombarding my life. To you that you know. Because after this year up, you just finna ride with it. You know what I mean? You ain't finna go write no bills. You ain't finna teach me about the law. You're not finna sit me down. You just
That's
gonna
true.
go like now the
That's
quarantine is over. Parents had amplitude of time to sit down, teach their kids, hey, Christopher Columbus is wrong. This was never Indians over here, it's Native Americans, blase splee,
Right.
all black people getting liberated. You could teach your kids now, black, all that good jazz. What's that being taught? Some took advantage, some not. But now, what we're seeing from my personal experiences is motherfuckers can't wait to push their kids out. They tired of them. These kids need to go back to school.
So they can do what?
They want to just live their lives. You see how
Half.
selfish
Right,
that
wanna
is?
do what?
It's on the tip of.
You ain't
but-
got kids yet, do you?
No, but the argument goes
Uh-oh.
to.
Here
Well,
got
look, the
kids.
argument goes to. Have you not heard this? Have you not heard this?
You got it up that way.
Yeah,
Let's be
and
clear.
yeah, and that's the argument that I'm putting. That's the argument that I'm putting up.
No, I get it.
Right.
I
Yeah,
get it.
so
It's
that,
fair.
that's where it just be like, okay, you gonna tell me to go do something, but yet you not doing it. My grandma told me, you point a finger, it's always 3 to point back.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Don't you
Right.
tell me.
And
Yeah.
oftentimes,
Right.
ignorance. People just don't know. And they're just repeating what they've heard other people and what they've had people tell them too.
And I was just about to say, just because you're older than me, don't make you wiser.
That's
than
a
me.
fact.
A lot of people.
That's a fact.
Cars and clothes.
Some Some people do.
You ain't the ones who they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. Too far? Okay. But you know what I'm saying? But it's just on the tip of how far is this conversation gonna go? Because now once you run into a self-educated now, like we don't talk about Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois, all these people
Marcus Garvey.
all these self-educated people, but you trying to talk to me and give me grace because I didn't know. I heard you, but on the same tip, I was ignorant before. I don't act like my age. I choose to do the things I'm doing. My brothers up here choose to do it. You choose to do the same.
Right.
Nobody had to come to you and tell you that. You didn't, just because you didn't have to see the faults in your previous ancestors and stuff like. No, you just came to your own like, I don't want to do that. Boom, bada. Okay, if she step on my shoes, I'm not gonna react. Hey, you mean to say sorry? Yeah, okay, I'm gone. Easy, simple.
Right.
Like you said, don't make a 5-minute decision that'll cost you 5 or 25 years of your life.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. If you not necessarily not talk to you, but you may just be misguided. Let me step back from you.
Yeah, well, some of us are scared. Let's be clear, because I see some, and I be like, but we talked about this earlier today. Relationship.
Yeah.
You can't necessarily go tell somebody what to do or how to do it or how to feel or whatever. I feel like you have to have a relationship with someone before you begin to cross those lines and those boundaries.
Yes.
So I agree with you on that.
But then too, I'm a firm believer. Let me say this. Yeah, I will argue I'm the only person that probably in this room that cried with a complete stranger. Just met the person. I was like, just met this person, boom. On the tip of just, but you get where I'm coming from. Just, people don't shed themselves like that.
True.
Yeah, you may be scared, but I know in the heart, in their heart of hearts, we just like you.
What comes from the heart reaches the heart, and we talk about that.
Yes.
But sometimes, and I get it, but I think too, some older people, they are scared. You know, now I'm a extrovert, so I'm a little bit more personable than some people. But I know there are some people that I know that they are scared just because of, you know, I think the core values of respect and just how you engage with people, there's a generational gap.
But if you know that, as a lot of people would say, that's why I say if you're over 35, I'm not going to continue to have open conversations, open conscious conversations. As clearly as we can say there's a generational gap, a lot of us in our community know that. So with that being said, you signed up to be my elder because you know that. Because on the tip of, you know our community is failing. If you know you're not doing your part, I don't care to what degree. If it's small, so you could just teach your kids, or as big as impact is going out and go talk to people. But it's on the tip of, you signed up for that because we fucked up as young people. We need help. We just don't know how to say it.
Right.
So
there
now,
you go.
that's
Communication skills.
So if that's the case,
Emotions,
then that's
communication
on the
skills.
person who has the better skills. Y'all the bigger person.
Ooh, but I think you're giving them too much credit.
No,
because they're older people. You
you
refer
just
to them
but
as elders, but they
but
may
look,
not be
you
your
just said
elders.
give them some slack. So
Give
I'm
'em
giving
some
I'm
grace.
giving you some grace. It's on. I don't know better.
Right.
You help me. You just said I don't know how to
I'm
talk.
trying to broaden your context, though, baby, because I'm telling you from experience, from what I live and what I know, and I'm sure some of. Aging is inevitable, but growth is optional. So just because they're a certain age doesn't mean that they have evolved to that level of maturity where they can pour back into you.
No, I think he's speaking in more context of those who choose to step up.
Okay, I got
You
you.
coming to me and you
I
trying
got
to Uncle Ben me, meaning
I
you
got you.
signing up to
I
you telling me,
got
young man, pull up your
That's a
pants.
fact.
That's starting in.
That's true.
I heard that. Okay,
I
but
got
you
you.
ain't telling me, hey, this a part of your appearance. This is a
Right.
part of you wanting to feel accepted.
Or
I know
where
what
it
you.
originated from.
Yeah, you just gonna go. Oh, it came
Right.
from jail. Well, I have
Right.
no intentions on going.
Right.
No, that's a fact. I give you
Right.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So now-
but that's both of you all's point.
yeah.
I
Right.
think your point is that, and what she said is that we need to learn how to establish relationships with people before we try to transmit this information. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was
So
going,
it's
I was
both
going
of
to
those.
say like just on the, before it was like a start loving yourself to where when I was going with the crying on the tip of, if you able to do that, hey man, it don't gotta be as far as crying. I just want to hug
Right.
you.
Right.
Excuse me. I seen the old lady. Just me and the like, hey, y'all good? All of us responded, yes, ma'am, we cool. As a group, a black young man, you would think we all bad or whatever. We sagging or whatever the case may be, but yes, ma'am. Hey, can y'all help me put these groceries up? Yes, ma'am. Here. Ain't nobody in their right mind sitting robbing this woman. It was just this old lady just asked us to help.
Right.
Boom. Hey, that's Miss from up the street. Simple.
Right.
But those parts aren't documented, and our friends ain't. That feeling is just gonna stay with us. You see what I'm saying? We ain't go outside and talk about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until we get to one of these platforms.
Right.
But if ain't no man, if like I was saying earlier, if my father isn't friends with Ronnie, I can't come talk to him. I gotta wait a week until I see Jerry again on next Sunday.
Okay.
I gotta call Ronnie for that feeling for me to feel accepted by my older people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus now where I'm trying to find acceptance. Yeah, my mom could tell me she loved me all day. I'm always mama baby.
Right.
But where my dad at, or where they like tough love.
I think, man, everything you're saying has so much validity, right? And but I'm in agreement with you, right? I'm in agreement to the point that whatever's going on in our community, it is the responsibility of the generations who came before you to address it.
Yes.
We can talk about the misguided youth all we want to, but they didn't get that way by themselves. It was because of the absence of our leadership. But there are people, man, who are acknowledging this.
Yes.
And we're trying to devise means to make that connection and fill those voids, you know. And that is incumbent upon everyone who is within our community, every black man. We need to love every young man as though he is our son. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I work with staff relationships, because I would want an Artemis to be able to call me. Or if you need help with anything, holler at me, and I'm going to do that. That's the type of relationship that we need to cultivate and nurture, you know? So I hear you. And there are brothers, man, on the move, man, trying to address these particular concerns within our community. And that's what it's gonna take to establish a community, as we're talking about respect. And going back to the root or the meaning of respect is to see you, to acknowledge your worth.
Right.
And that's what we need to get back to, acknowledging each other's worth, just as we would want others to acknowledge our worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
And you know what? Going back to respect, and okay, people, the world, social media, whoever is watching and logging in right now, what I mean by respect is, you know what I'm saying, is listening to what someone has to say, regardless of, you know what I'm saying, regardless of age, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of whatever, like, you know what I'm saying, and it goes back to listening. It goes back to, you know what I'm saying, affirming, you know what I'm saying, giving evidence that you know what I'm saying, how whatever a person feels that it matters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To serve, help others. Like right now, like we hear, like I'm learning. I'm like, you teaching me so much right now, and I'm like twice your age, and I'm learning because, you know what I'm saying. You know, when I was at your age, at 26, like I wasn't even, you know, I didn't know what my emotions were. You see what I'm saying? Like, I knew how I felt, but I didn't have a definition to how what I want to say. So you're way advanced, and I commend you because you know how to express yourself, and that's the most powerful.
For real.
You see what I'm saying? Like real shit. Like what you're saying, that makes me think about all the others that feel the same way but can't express it. And then when they act out a certain way, it's gunplay or some bullshit or it's violence. And they don't know how to control it. So
Or from a young woman's perspective, showing her body, having sex with multiple.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly. So So Artemis, I really do think that I mean, man, hopefully me and you can get together, and you know what I'm saying, we can come up with, you know what I'm saying, some type of wordplay or something. We got to tap into emotions to let our people know what's up, because you got it. I'm 42 years old, and I'm now I'm just getting to the point to express myself, and you do it fluidly at 26, bro. And that's like, you know what I mean? Like regardless of you know what I'm saying, like, you know, me being older, going back to respect, me being older, acting like I know every goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? You being younger, and you could be more like, you know what I'm saying, you could be in a defensive mode because you're growing and people can't understand you. But the thing is, what I see in you is you're neutral. You know what I'm saying? Like, you listen. You know what I mean? And you know your emotions. And that is like and you read a lot too, don't you, bro?
Yeah.
Like, for real. Nah, like I can tell. You know what I mean? And that's deep. That's very important. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get misconstrued. I'm not no bookworm. I'll probably read a page and be
Right.
done.
But you
some-
understand the
somewhere-
value in it.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Somewhere.
Hold on, look, I understand reading. Hold on, I understand it, but like it just be like I be on the tip of like, did these people read? Like, if you come to my house, I got writings on the wall. I
Right.
really want to leave when I die. I want to leave a library of my literally. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the value of adopting information in different philosophies, but I'm not finna sit up here and be like, yeah, I read books. You
Yeah,
know?
that's
Right.
and I appreciate about
You know what I'm
your
saying?
candidness and your honestness and your transparency. But there's no way that you have developed into the Artemis that we see today without you delving in some book. You may not be doing it daily today, but we know.
I mean,
Right.
YouTube, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know what? You know what? Artemis, I'm telling you, man, you the shit.
I appreciate that.
You a third. Hey, look, listen to me. You are a thoroughbred, and me just listening to you, you know what I'm saying? You have a lot of brothers that need what you have, and you can be very powerful. To, you know what I'm saying? You are powerful. I just want you to know that. Not because I'm your cousin. Not because I need somewhere to stay. Not because I need some money.
Not a hobo.
Not because I need you for some views, for my views to go up and shit. I'm telling you, you got it.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes we don't even know when we are a diamond in the rough. Sometimes we don't even know. Sometimes you could be a superstar and you don't see it.
Nah, but he knows though.
He know.
He knows.
He know.
I think he know. I seen it. You know, I seen it when I first met him. He was very unassuming, just chill. Came in and blew the mic off the stage.
Humble.
Right.
Humble.
But he knows because he has using his abilities to create a platform in which others can utilize their voice, their artistry. So he knows of his ability and power, and that's what we need. People who know of their ability to power and try to transform or contribute good things to the lives of other people, and he's doing that in his way. So we want to salute him.
Okay. Hey, Artemis Firewood, I respect you.
And we see you.
That's what my brand stands for. Come from who is that person doing what it is they do.
Okay.
So that's why it's the magnifying glass. Who is this? I want you to look at me. That's the first step. First step is look at me. Who is? Second step is hear me roar. Once they looking at you, why they looking at you? What you gonna say?
Right.
Third piece is carry me home. Carry me home. Teach about what it is that you're doing. Easy.
Man, God. Damn, getting back to respect. Okay, let me see. We got like 4 minutes left. Okay, it's man like when God is in the building, He in the building, ain't He? Like when God is when the Spirit hit. I learned this with like even just like writing jokes or or just trying to do a comedy show. Like I could write something and then it don't even work for the crowd because sometimes the energy you just can't write something and then it go with the energy of what's going on. So like as of right now, I got shit written what we supposed to talk about, but once it took off on its own, I have to sit back and
that's what we do.
you know what I mean? And you got to let the energy be what it be.
Yeah.
And we can always come back.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like the subject matter is respect, and what it is, like the show today is like it wasn't about me. It's not about me. You know what I'm saying? So my respect is, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get everybody together to have a show, yes, but when the subject matter and when the energy takes off. Hey, I'm finna. Hey, I'm like, give me my pencil and my pad because I'm taking notes. Like, you know what I mean? And that's all about respect. Like, it's just man, Artemis, why you be looking at me like that, bro?
I'm giving you my full attention. That's
how you pose.
all right. Eye contact. Look when you speak. Look, what are you saying? I'm hearing what you're saying.
Damn, man.
I hear you.
It's called
No.
active
And I
listening.
see you.
Active listening.
Ooh, hey,
Okay.
something about that gone.
Okay. Now look, check this out, right, man. Damn, I feel so good, man. Like I'm getting educated from like Ronnie. I mean, put me on. It's just so I feel good to learn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, this shit is like. I never heard somebody of your age to even speak on that level, and like that let me know, like, you know what I'm saying, by me just being older or a parent or you know, seniority or things of that nature, it's like you never know what a person has to say.
That's true.
Or what's on their mind. And that's the reason why I don't like play with people. Like I don't poke on people. Like, you know what I mean? Because you never know what they know. You know what I mean? So I respect people, and it goes back to, you know what I'm saying, respect. So now going back to the main things of respect is number one, listening. That's what I've been doing. I've been listening. You know what I'm saying? Affirmation. You know what I'm saying? Give evidence that they matter. Because I'm listening. Like, I hear everybody. You know what I'm saying? I hear different levels. And number 3 is to serve, help others. It shows that we care. You know what I mean? Be kind. And you know what's crazy? You know, like being, you know, men, you know, we say being kind. They be like, man, get your soft ass on. We won't hear no punk ass shit. No. Like being kind, just like let me sit back and just let me shut my mouth and just listen and see what's going on. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Right. Being polite, being respectable, you know, being thankful. Cause I'm thankful right now for everybody coming out like to make this happen. Cause I can't do this shit by myself, dog. Like I don't, you know what I mean? I could be here, I could talk about some off the wall shit that don't even matter. But like today is substance. Right. That really matters, you know what I'm saying? I can't do this shit by myself. And next week, we gonna come out, man. What you wanna talk about next week, man?
Hold on, next week.
My birthday.
Oh,
Oh,
I
you
ain't gonna be here.
He didn't forget.
Yeah.
He didn't forget. He was just.
So the
He was
17th.
testing us.
So
to
the
see if
17th.
he
See
knew.
how that real lowercase and uppercase came in real quick. Yeah, you
Now
boss.
look,
You got it.
we got Unique Love Boutique is opening up. I'm not gonna
Please don't
be here
miss the
next
grand
week. So
opening.
the week after next
That's
week,
what he
man.
meant to
So
say.
is it
That's what he
open
meant
to
to
the
say.
public?
And I'll be
Oh,
here.
never
But
mind.
closing off, we got some more poetry coming from Artemis.
Oh, you want that? I was gonna give them a real quick where they can find me at, just on the, you know.
Okay. Oh,
Me too.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Artemis Caldwell, you know what I'm saying? He finna talk to you, man, and we closing behind it.
I was just gonna say where you can find me on all platforms is Who Is Artemis, WHOIS, all one word. And on Instagram and Facebook, Who Is Artemis, ARDIMUS, And then on YouTube, you can follow the podcast series Who's Talk podcast. Yeah, you just type in Who's Talk, WHO_S_TALK podcast. And then if you can't find me, just scroll until you do. I should be looking like that. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, I do the poem, and then I just wanted to give just some real, some motivational. I just wanted to leave off 3 good things.
It's you. You got it, partner.
What you do, the poem or the things?
Go do it all.
Do it all. Dial tone. There you go. Bathe me in education. Hold me gently like pencil. She said embrace me like paper. Easy. Ready to inspire, just teach me. Promise me that the vows in your life are constant, so when you say I love you, I know there's nothing wrong with it. She said love is an addiction designed by the God she dares put faith in on Sunday mornings and every meal in between. She said her God doesn't believe in one night stands and having plan B morning, bruh. That late night, early morning conversation is borderline sinful, but there is something more still desirable inside your interest. More desirable, but there is still more temptation under your tongue than usual. My bad, y'all.
You got it. Go ahead.
See, there's more temptation under your tongue than usual. See, I got a bad habit of praying over wishing because I got God and not a genie on my side. So tell me, are you the answer to my prayers, or are you everything that I've been wishing for? At the end of all that, she looked at me like, she said, your confidence rings my curiosity. That my concealed secrets like your forbiddenness. They're being wrapped in consistency for consistent hours at a time, while on this phone finder what truly makes you laugh. What time is it? I feel ill prepared about our future, but can you see me holding you in it? Because I come with scrambled eggs. And with a hint of cinnamon and good morning kisses, and all my withdrawals will work with it. And again, she looking at me like, okay, do you get it? I'm like, nah, I don't know what you talking about. I mean, I wrote the poem, but I hear you. So she put her hand on my chest and said, put it like this. I need you to want me like 3 days. No reply to, can I take you out to eat sometime? I got a future in mind, and my fiance don't want nothing to do with me, and I'm trying to see who will respond back first. A letter from you or the ring in the mail. She said, you know what? I need you like, you want to say my name at a poetry reading in front of an audience that you want me to be a part of. I need you to want me like you can't help it. And then she walked away. That's that piece.
And she walked away.
Man, hey, and y'all check my boy Ronnie Yamin, man.
Let me just
Man, talk.
Print these.
then you got some.
These on print or anything? I'm sorry.
No, not these new. No,
Okay.
not the new ones. But yes.
We need it.
Birthday. What you say?
Oh, I thought he had something else before.
No,
Okay.
I was just go ahead and hit yours.
Oh well, 2 things. I said I'm not a poet, and I'm not a poet, but I'm opening up for the Kings of Poetry. I'm opening up for the Kings of Poetry event that's being held at the Legacy Lounge on Delmore on October 15th, and come check us out. And also representing the organization I work for, Freedom Community Center. We have what it called We Keep a Safe Power Building meetups, and we have them twice a month on the second and fourth Thursday of every month at Mission St. Louis on 3108 North Grand Ave. Come check us out. Come be a part of the community building. We start at 6 o'clock to 7:30. If you don't have a ride, call us. We'll come get you. If you don't have child care, we provide child care on scene. And if you got an empty stomach, we're going to feed you once you get there. So come on out. This is about community building, and we want to let you know that you are a valued member of our community.